podcast. I'm coming to you from North Carolina, Camp Lejeune. Caleb, always chopping it up at Walnut Ridge. What's going on, brother?
Nothing much, bro. It's crazy to me. I'm looking at this man. I haven't seen him in so long. I saw him maybe was it 2 weeks ago? Got to see each
Yeah,
other.
that was 2 weeks ago.
First time in 3 months. If you guys don't know, Hudson went to was it boot camp, I guess you'd call it, for the Marines.
Yeah. Okay.
And he was training to serve our country, which is the coolest thing in the world. But now Hudson is going to be able to be back on episodes. He is just as much a part of this as I am, and I'm so excited for him to be back and to share some of the wisdom he's learned. And I got to ask you, Hud, what was it like? You got to give us everything. Give us everything, man. Talk about the spiritual aspect of it, the mental aspect, and the physical aspect of training and getting ready to serve our country.
For sure, man. Hoorah, first off. But let's get going here. So boot camp was definitely an experience for me. It was nothing like I thought it'd be, really. Physically, I'd give it like a 7 out of 10. It was pretty rough.
On what your sergeant?
More fatigued than like anything with the training. But then you go to the mental side of it. Man, that's tough. Being away from the whole world, your phone, everything like that for 3 months. You don't know if anybody even knows you exist or anything like that. You do, but
yeah,
at the same time, you feel like, wow, I'm really in this thing alone, But there's definitely some trials throughout the whole thing. I saw a lot of crazy stuff, some messed up stuff, but through it all, God was holding my hand. And that's why we kind of gave it the name for this episode, The Closer You Ever Be to God When You Have Nothing But Him. And I was living it for sure. It was definitely, it was a battle from when you woke up to when you hit the rack at night. Drill instructors in your ear every day and timing you on how fast you can take off your clothes, put them back on, shower, brush your teeth, everything like that. It gets mentally draining. And I got my boy walking in on me right now. Say what's up.
Yeah.
But it's just life here. You get real close to everybody. Made a lot of good friends and everything like that. But a lot of spiritual growth in it. And there's also some trials where you fail. There's been times when I've questioned where I was at and just had to get back up and keep trying to push through. I saw a lot of things where kids break, and that was rough. One kid went fully off the deep end. I'm not going to get into it too much, but just seeing people crack like that, it'll open your mind to things.
And a wise man once told me, me and Hudson have talked about that. I told Hudson that one time, the closest you'll ever be to the Lord is when you don't have anything but him. And he loved that because, a lot of people think that when you start doubting that means that, maybe you love God less. But that's actually not the truth. When you doubt, that's actually moments where your faith can grow. And I want you to talk about that. Like, what were some of the just really spiritually hard or mentally hard moments where you maybe questioned and where your faith grew, specifically maybe where you were in the middle of training and you wanted to give up, but you chose not to? Because I know you are, I know you have some type of leadership position. So I know that you thrived when you were there, and just talk about moments where you wanted to give up, but you didn't.
Well, yeah, that was also tough. That contradicted with my spiritual aspect, was being a squad leader. It came with a role to where I had to be in leadership and I had to say things that nobody else had to say, or like step up when nobody else had to step up. So making corrections that could kind of intervene on your spiritual basis of, am I doing this for the will of God or doing this for the will of man? Like, am I leading these people in the right way by my drill instructor's terms or God's terms? And I just read to you or sent you a picture of First Thessalonians 4.
Yeah. First Thessalonians, I was going to say.
I mean, am I living to please the man or please God, So that was really cool. That verse just coincided with that real quick. But yeah, you definitely have to be ready for anything. And man, like going to church on Sundays was probably like the biggest part of like maintaining your growth.
You got
'Cause
to go to church?
we'd get on Sundays we'd get an hour of chapel where we could
That's
go to
awesome.
church. Yeah, and that's where you let it all out, man. So you can't smile or let any emotion show during training. But that place, it's where God's comfort is. It's overflowing,
For
So
sure.
it's cool to be in that atmosphere. But then 10 minutes back after that, you're getting yelled at. So you got to flip the switch.
Yeah, because I know, please, let's talk about this because we've talked about this and I just really want to make this obvious, my thoughts on this. The book I told you I read, Wild at Heart. Have you gotten into it yet?
I've gotten into a little bit of it.
So I read a book. It's called Wild at Heart. And it says every man desires three things: a battle to fight, an adventure to live, and a beauty to rescue. And the whole book is basically what you were saying about how men are actually not made to be soft. And and we were made in the image of God. We were made for battle. We were made for adventure, and we were made to rescue. And what that means, kind of like what you said about not showing emotions. I think that we're supposed to have a balance as men. We're supposed to have a balance between, if someone is hurt, we got to be there for them. But if somebody is hurting someone else, we need to fight for them. Right. And so, I talk up a little bit about how when you were there, you kind of had to learn that.
Yeah, that's definitely a fine line in between deciding what's right for man and what's right for God. Like choosing your battles, right? Mm-hmm. That's probably the best way to put it. And knowing when to say something and knowing when to let it kind of move forward in another direction. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of that, a lot of back and forth with that. But I don't know, man. It's kind of crazy to think about.
Yeah. Well, as far as being away from other people, like, how was it? Like, how was it like missing friends and family, letters and stuff like that? I got to send you one and you said you sent me one back, but I didn't get it, which was okay. Cause I knew, no, it's okay. Like, I knew you probably just, didn't find the right address. And then I wanted to send more, but I was like, wow, I guess he didn't get my letter.
No, I definitely did. But another thing is the drill instructors don't really care about your letters. So they don't care if you get them or if you send them. So a lot of times half my letters didn't get out or I didn't get half my letters, which is really hard because that's your only way to communication, right?
Yeah.
So that definitely takes a toll on you too. And the thought of like, what really got me was, I wonder if who I'm thinking about right now is thinking about me.
Wow. Wow. I love that.
I thought about that a lot. And there's one person in particular. She knows who she is. But a lot of that was going through my head. And that's tough, man, not knowing who you care about, what they're up to, what they're doing.
Yeah.
While all you can do is think about it,
Well,
so that's another part. That's another part, man. You got to stay strong. And like, I'm where God wants me right now. There's a huge mission field here. Yeah. That I know He's put me in, and I got to stay true to that.
Yes, sir.
You gotta pick something and hold on to it.
Yeah, I mean, you have to hold on to your faith when you're in a situation like that. And I know that you told me you kind of got to lead a little Bible study sometimes. Yeah. And I know you didn't have your phone, but you got to have your Bible. Do you get to have anything else? That's all you need. You got your sword. You know what I'm
saying? They told us to show up with $20 and a pair of underwear. That was it.
Yeah, but talk to me about Bible study, man, about getting to lead dudes and kind of seeing different perspectives of other people, that where they're from and then where you're from and how you could be a light.
I'm so glad you asked me that. So I'll get into the Bible story a little bit, the Bible study, but then I'll kind of go off different. But the Bible study was really cool. We'd have 15 minutes a night to where we could talk and kind of get some ideas and discussions going. Man, there's people from all different backgrounds. I met a Buddhist guy he was a little off the walls, but it was cool talking theology with him for sure.
Yeah.
A lot of good discussions. And some people were like, man, I've been going to church in a while and these talks have been helping me. And then you'd have that, which was great. And you'd be like, yes, I feel like something I'm doing is working. And then you'd have those nights where where people just goof off the last 15 minutes and they're like, nobody really cares, you know? And so you go to bed like, did I get anything done today, you know?
Right.
So that'll take a toll on you. But I wanted to go off of the different people and different backgrounds. Man, there was this guy. I'm not gonna say his name, but during the whole duration of boot camp, I was like, this guy sucks. like, I always wondered why he did the things he did, why he was extra in the way he was. And it always just kind of bothered me. I was like, he's doing too much. But then I just stand there and watch posts, make sure nobody comes in and tries to kill us. Yeah, bro. Thank you a little. Sorry about that.
Watch him. Look at him being a leader in the middle of the podcast.
But anyways.
He was talking to a buddy, if I didn't know. Go ahead.
I got to talk to the same guy when we're here. And I'm like, man, what made you join the Marine Corps? He was like, dude, I actually had a buddy. He's my best friend that I was so close with. And he gave me this long story, but I'll kind of keep it short. Anyways, his buddy gets shot. He gets shot and bleeds out and dies right before he can come and help him. Like he's trying to run into this building and save his buddy that got shot by his crazy uncle, which is a whole nother story. But his buddy dies that always wanted to be a Marine. And he's like, and ever since then, I signed up to be a Marine and I was going to be twice the Marine just for him.
Wow.
And I was like, man, it kind of caught me off guard. I got a little teary eyed. I was like, back in Sunday school with my John David Morgan used to tell me every face has a story. And I never related to that so much until that moment where I looked at this guy and I was like, man, why is this guy like this? And then he gives me that story and I'm like, man, I'm sorry for looking at you the way I did when I didn't even know your whole story,
I relate to that so hard, bro.
And there's tons of that here, man. Like for people from all different aspects of life and different walks, just coming in here with the same idea.
Dude, that's
really
so
cool.
Crazy. It's so crazy you say that because I promise you that
Amuro? Move over? I don't know Amuro, bro.
He's Muro.
Sorry about that.
No, we're not even gonna edit. No, we're not even gonna edit it out. If y'all didn't know, he's a leader, so he's still people still come to him and they ask him questions every once in a while. And someone just came and asked him a question. So I love that though. But anyways, I think it's cool that as we're recording, you're literally like you're not on duty right now, but you kind of are, if you think about it.
Man, it's not a job; it's a lifestyle, bro. I'm telling you.
Of course. But kind of like going back to what I was saying, it's so crazy you say that because I promise you, I am bad about. I wouldn't say I'm bad about it. I try to see everyone as someone that's made in the image of God, but one of my very first days here, I met somebody. This is a Christian school, like where I play basketball at. It is a Christian university, and so you'd think that because there's so much Jesus everywhere that everyone would be, oh my gosh, yeah, like stuff like that. But nah, dude, like I have a friend in particular that told me a story about his life and why he's the way he is. And man, I'm not gonna lie. At first, I'm like, man, why is this person the way they are? And when you hear what people have gone through, and you hear their story and their testimony, it's just crazy how it makes you want to change your view of other people the next time you see somebody like that and just think, man, like everyone has a story and I want to see people the way God does because God, man, there's a verse, I think it's in Proverbs. I know you love Proverbs. It's talking about how the eyes of the Lord are everywhere, seeing the wicked and the good. And basically God sees everything good and bad that happens to us. And I think that we should see people with eyes and a lens that is, through grace and not through judgment. And we should always be, trying to see people in full.
Well, yeah, that reminds me of what I just saw today. I was looking over my flashcards from Africa and it was how can they see without someone showing them? How can they hear without someone telling them?
Oh my goodness.
And that really spoke to me because I'm in this position where I could be leading in a different direction, and like you can get lost in the world real quick here, bro.
Yeah, and especially what you said about like kind of like what we talk about how like if you're doing a drill or something and you like, I know this sounds kind of funny. Say you're doing a drill or something and like you're going one on one. I don't know if you guys do y'all do like physical things like one on one, like maybe
Oh, we
like
box every weekend, like wrestling stuff like that.
say, and this is gonna sound funny. All right. Say you knock the crap out of someone while boxing
Hmm.
and they come up to you and they're like, dude, how did you do that? And now you don't have to, you don't have to be the church Chad that's like, oh, Christ is my strength. I do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Like, you don't have to do that, but you can talk along the lines, kind of like, about that, like, the TikTok I made about how I really think that ever since God's word has been on my heart, I've become I don't want to say a better athlete in the sense of, oh, I'm jumping higher, I'm doing this, doing that, but more so I feel stronger in my faith, knowing that nothing has to shake me, knowing that God is my strength. And whenever you can tell people that, like say you beat someone, you can show people that you can love Jesus and not be soft.
Right. Yeah, you definitely can't show that side of you too much here.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I don't know why I just thought of this, but I was thinking of every purpose. I'm so big on purpose, and
For sure.
the Billy Graham thing I sent you today about the pencil, like life
Yeah.
without God's like an unsharpened pencil. Without it, without it's
Yeah.
pointless.
For sure.
And I'm just really thinking like all this is just pointless if I'm not bringing something that's eternal with it.
I love that. Yeah, because you've told me that before. I mean, we can't take stuff with us. We can only take people and how
Oh
you
man, I don't
affect.
know how many times I said that.
Yeah, nah.
Shout out to my old man for that one. But
Yeah. You know what's crazy? I gotta tell you this while we're on here. Your mom told me one day, she was like, maybe I don't know, maybe like I said it on an episode. You know how you like you can't take a Hersher to heaven? It's
U-Haul.
that no, like it's actually a different word. I can't remember what it is. But your mom called me and
Okay.
she's like, Caleb, like it's actually like not the word. It's totally different word. So you've been misquoting that. I was like, all right, my bad, Miss Dawn. So I don't know.
That's
But
funny.
talk about man, tell a little bit about the about seeing your parents and getting to come home, and like I guess the reality shift you had.
Oh man, you honestly do come out a little brainwashed, like to a certain extent.
Uh-huh.
I remember as soon as I left base at Paris Island, we got to the Airbnb and I was just standing at attention,
Mm-hmm.
like in the Airbnb, and my mom was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "I don't know."
Yeah.
So you pick up on things, and like it was hard for me to like get comfortable smiling again without looking over my shoulder, making sure there's not like a drill instructor.
Yeah. I was gonna
You definitely think about that.
I was gonna say because like I remember there were times where like you would start laughing and you go like that, and I'm like, Hud, you can laugh, it's okay.
Yeah. When I got back, I had a lot of people tell me like, "Dude, just chill out, like it's okay."
Yeah.
But you're always on a higher state of alert,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean that's a good thing to have. But also, you need to learn when it's time to like chill out.
Yeah. And I think it was good for you because man, me, you and Caleb Hewitt were up at my church playing basketball at like 1 a.m. And I remember I was just thinking to myself, I'm like, man, like I miss doing this all the time.
Right.
Cause like you may not know this, and people may not know this, but whenever you were gone, that was actually really, really hard on me. And what I mean by that is like, if people don't know, me and Hud, I guess you'd say, are like spiritual partners. And what that means is like, if something like say you have a temptation, whether that's to do the wrong thing, whether that's a sexual temptation, trying to, defeat your flesh, I guess you'd say. And I know we don't want to get all, spiritual and all that. But the thing is, if there's ever something where it's like, I'm not comfortable telling everyone about this because maybe I am ashamed of it or whatever. Like we've always been able to, say like, dude, man, I did this or I'm thinking about this and I gotta turn to the Lord. And we've always been able to pray with each other or, maybe turn each other to someone else that knows more. And I didn't have that. Like I have other
Right.
friends, but it's not the same, man. Dude's like my best friend, and it was just hard. It was hard on me, man.
Bro, it was definitely hard on me. I missed you a lot, bro. I missed everybody a lot, and you have to flip a switch, man.
Mm-hmm.
I was telling my girl earlier about this. Like,
I know you like saying that, my girl. I know you like saying that.
yeah, but anyways, I was like, I didn't sign up to come back the same person. I guess
Love that.
like I didn't just join this to come back normal or the same. But at the same time, you gotta have that spiritual foundation to know where you're at.
Dude, I'll say I think you've from excuse me, from what I saw, you were very solid. And what I mean by that is like when you came back, you could tell that you'd changed, but you could tell that you were still Hudson, and that you know you
Thanks,
still
bro. I'm glad to hear that. I
you still
appreciate that.
you still crack a joke every once in a while. Like,
Right.
I mean, like I don't know why, man,
Right.
but sometimes we just laugh at stupid stuff, and I think that's how it is when you're with your friends, bro. I mean, but I think like you asked me to go run, and I was like, huh? You want to go run? I was like, let's go run. Cause I'm in track. So I had to run like 3 miles on Saturday. He's like, dude, let's get us 3 miles in. And it was like 2 a.m. We stayed up super late. He's like, all right, we're going to get up at 7. And I looked at him. I said, man, I know you've been in the Marines and all that. I ain't getting up at 7, brother. We'll get up at 9 or something like that. But
one of the things this place did teach me is it doesn't matter how tired you are, you can still do it.
I need that one.
Dude, I mean, like I've been to the point of exhaustion, and I'm like, you can still go on a 10-mile ruck. I don't know, it's crazy.
Talk about the training a little bit. Talk about what you had to do. Go into detail.
All right, I'll give you man, I hope my phone doesn't die on me. I got 2%. It's not good.
That's not good at all.
But if it dies, we'll just have to pick up where we left off.
You already know how it is.
So it starts at 0400 every day, which is 4 a.m.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and it kind of depends on you how your day goes. If it sucks or not, depends on how fast you get online, how you're moving that morning, everything like that. And usually it did not end up good. We'd hear this in the morning, and as soon as that's the drill instructor clapping, and that's us hitting the deck, like doing up downs right when you wake up. And you're already like, I hate my life.
my gosh. That's a clip.
You do about 20 of those or something like that, or however many they feel. And then they're like, all right, you got 500 to get dressed. 500, 198, 98, 78, 95, 94, 90. And they count you down like that. And then they say, oh, we didn't make it. Put it back on or take it back off. 198, 97, 96, 95, 93. And you're just like, golly. And then after they quit messing with you and getting in your head and stuff like that, you go to early morning cleanups where we'd clean the house, run deck towels, which is you get a towel, you start at the very front of the quarter deck and run it all the way down to the head, which is the bathroom. And you're pushing these towels like, I don't know, like 50 yards or something like that. And you're feeling it already in the morning. So we'd scuzz the deck for a while, and then we'd clean everything else, like make our racks, make sure they're all tight and stuff. And let me tell you, dude, if they were not tight, oh, you're gonna die. What I mean by die was we did these things called IT sessions, which when you got in trouble, the drill instructor would have fun with you and take you somewhere, which was the sand pit, where he'd be in your face. He'd say like, he'd get on your face like this. He'd be like, all right, now get on your face. And he'd be like, push 1, 2, 3, 4. You do push-ups and be like, flip on your back, crunch. And during this whole time, you're like rolling around in a sand pit, getting nasty at 5 o'clock in the morning. And this is how the rest of your day is going to go, with sand and all this crap. But the big dog just rolled in. But I don't know if the camera caught that or not, but
I don't know what he said.
All right, good. But anyways, we'd do that, and then the rest of your day would go on with whatever they needed you to do, whether it be practicing drill, which would be marching like little right kind of deal,
Hoorah. That's my
and
new
then what in the world?
You're fine. Yeah, that's my new favorite thing, bro. I love when you say that. Hoorah.
Yeah, so they'd go on for a little while, and then it'd be whatever they needed you to do for drill or just day-to-day basis, cleaning or classes or more training,
What class did y'all
stuff
take?
like that.
I didn't know y'all took classes.
We take Marine Corps history, all kind of stuff like that from 1775 all the way up, and learning everything about that, then testing over that stuff. And
I know you were at the top of the class.
something like that. And then the rest of the training throughout the day. So it just depends on and it would just kind of depend on how they're feeling that day, what all went down.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of running, man. The military is a running man's game. I did not know that.
That's what you said. You said that you were one of the only people to actually gain weight.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. But it's kind of a thing here. Like, if you need to gain weight, you will. If you need to lose weight, you will. I don't know how they figured out this algorithm. I guess if you've been doing it since November 10th, 1775, then you figure it out. But it's weird.
Yeah, because you I don't know, you're in better shape now, but you're bigger, dude. Like, it was weird. Like, you got that dang haircut, took them curls off, and I was like, and all of a sudden you got all big. You still can't bench press.
Yeah.
Can you bet you man?
Okay.
You might be able to bench press more than me. No. All right. So this is what's funny. So Hudson went to the Marines. Like, there's this running joke we have. So like, well, I don't want to say it's a running joke because no, I don't want to say that. But like, we'll always be like, who's stronger, right?
Yeah.
Like, he's about 6 foot. I'm about 5'10". But he's strong.
That's a stretch. Brother.
Hey, it's a stretch for you too. No, not really. No, but like, I don't know. We'll just always be sizing up on each other and be like, who's stronger, this and that. And so when I was at Arkansas State, shout out to Coach Shane. I worked with Coach Shane and I gained like 10 pounds. And then I was just bigger. Like, I was way bigger. I was like 175. And Hudson would be like, dang, bro, you big. And anyways, came here, started running track, started running, freaking 25 miles a week. And now I've lost 10 pounds and I'm like 167-ish. I'm going to gain it back in the summer. But no, it was so funny because before he left, like, I was not like crazy stronger than him, but I was bigger than him. And now he's bigger than me. Like, like, he went to the Marines and he freaking got big, and he kept joking to me, and he was like, bro, when I go to the Marines, I'm going to be bigger than you when I get back. And I was like, no, you're not. Now, if I wouldn't have ran track, we'd probably be about the same size, but nah, you're definitely a little bigger than me now. I let the pride go out. I admitted it on the air.
There it is. No, bro, that's another thing. You gotta let all pride out. Like, every little bit of it, from like, I'm a grown man, I can dress myself, to like, oh yes sir, I'll put on my blouse when you tell me to and take it off when you tell me to.
Yeah.
Like, that's tough. It is.
Yeah.
Eat. The biggest thing for me was, since I was a squad leader, I had to eat last, and they'd only give you like 5 minutes to eat. Am I right? Yeah, this guy over here is a guide. Shout out Mero. But he was a guide for another platoon, but we'd only get a little bit to eat. So like, as soon as my tray touched the table, I have like 3 minutes to gulp this stuff down. And most of the time I want to get to finish it. And that's hard, throwing away a full plate of food when you're starving.
Yeah. Random question, by the way. Is the food good? Like, is it all right? Is it decent? Like, what is it?
We're just talking techniques on how we'd scarf it down, but
yeah. But
what
like,
is that?
How is the food? Like, was it good? Or is it like,
the food was, you didn't eat for flavor, you just eat to live, basically. Like,
golly,
you didn't really care.
I love food. I can't imagine.
Yeah, it was
tough. I have gluttony. You know how that's like a sin? Well, used to be. I hope it's not anymore, because I sin all the time. I eat. I definitely eat just to eat.
No, dude, but I'll tell you one thing there. It was peanut butter, man. Like, there would be full-on fights over these peanut butter packets.
Heck no. I hate peanut butter.
You wouldn't have made it.
Yeah, because I'm allergic.
Oh, yeah. But, yeah, man, that was just life there, and you just accept it after a while. It's like, it's part of it.
Yeah. Well, dude, It's been fun, man. It's been fun getting you back on. We're definitely about to get some more guests on here, and HUD's gonna be here now, thankfully. We miss you like crazy, bro. But I'm definitely happy that you're thriving where you're at. You continue to, seek the Lord first. Continue to put those desires of your heart in Him. Psalm 37:4. I know that's your favorite verse. What is it?
Delight yourself in the Lord, who'll give you the desires of your heart.
I love that, dude. Well, dude, it's been fun, and I'm happy you're where you're at, and hopefully we're gonna get some new episodes out to everyone soon. And man, we're just happy to get back to it. We've been taking a little break because of school and training and all that, and we're just ready to spread the gospel to people and encourage some people, man.
It's been good, man. Hey guys, remember, every face has a story.
Every face has a story. All right, see you guys later.
Peace, guys.